Hello, fellow humans. So for today, I'm gonna be going through some of the new projects of animation that I'm gonna be working on. I had some problems with the animation that I was doing because it was so expensive, if you will. And like I said before in the video, I was gonna do the video for sure, and I was really ready to do it, but I had problems with it, and you can see why. But rest assured, that doesn't mean that I'm gonna keep trying. So what I'm gonna do for now is just gonna do some sketchy doodles and set up a well-prepared animation. So to start for today, I'm just gonna talk about this thing right here. You can see it right here. I just have it in a bracket that I made myself with some cardboard and some duct tape. Not that expensive, really. To make your animations and stuff like that is easier. Basically, it's just what it says there, a binder, punch, slash ruler. Let's open it up for a moment here. Definitely editing this part out. It's very easy to know how this works. It's a binder and it's a punch at the same time. So you put the paper in this area, you measure it and put it right in the edge here and right there, and boom, it clips and makes the holes into it. As well, I'm just gonna say I'm using printing paper, which is really inexpensive. Uh, yeah, for sure, for quality, you don't want to go for that. But let's be honest, I'm not a guy for quality right now. I don't have that much money. So, what I'm gonna do for today is a story panel, and I'm gonna look for the gesture that I'm gonna go for. Like, for example, my reference here tells me that since his square head is such and such, there is going to be a line that is not completely connected to the jawline, and the angle in which the head is going to be and how the hair is going to be, where the eye line goes, and where the forehead and what is the middle of the head is. You always want to do this. You want to look for reference and how the skull works and stuff like that, and from there draw your own reference afterwards of your character. For example, I have here one of my books on reference and how I'm gonna do them, how the face is gonna morph, stuff like that. Oh, my camera can even identify a face. Oh, that's a compliment, I guess. How the physical attributes actually work on animation, how movement are working, how the hands are gonna be drawn, the proportions. It's really good to have always reference to your material and how things like objects around him are gonna look, and how the objects themselves and your animation is gonna look. It's very important that you get how to make a storyboard in the future. If you're gonna make an animation, you gotta know the reference where you're gonna go. It's not always about the character is gonna look the same in every angle, but you need to know what that angle is gonna be all about. Why is it moving such a way? You want to know where the gesture is gonna go. I talked about gestures before. Mostly this is just my angle into it. I'm not a professional by any means, but I do know that if you want to make something like, for example, a face to actually look as a specific way or such, you need to know where the face is going to be working towards, where that jawline is going to go, what you're going to do with that jawline, and how the neck is going to connect to it, to know what basically the structure of that body is going to be like. It might not be perfect at first because you're still doodling and looking for the head and where the eye lines are going to go, but this gives you an idea of what is going to happen to your head as you're going, and how the angle, the perspective, and everything is going to work. Again, it might not be perfect right now, but in the future, once you have it all figured out through the storyboard, then you can actually go directly to the animation without no problems of thinking where is it gonna be. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and do all of this and show you how much this is gonna help you in the future. Well, we finished the basic part of storyboarding, and now we're starting to prepare what is the pose-to-pose areas, where you do a pose and another one until you have your whole animation between poses connecting to the material for the story panel. Then you do the poses in betweens. That I will show that later. For now, let's just keep it together and go first for what is gonna be the first poses to them. I have here what I would call a dummy that is gonna show us where the body of the person or whoever you're making is gonna be, his first position, or how big the person is in this shot, how he's gonna translate from one pose to the other without having to go back and forward. That way you know what is the dimensions to his character, how the body is specifically in one area. You know where you're gonna direct your attention every time you're going through the poses, and you know if you have morphed too much the character that you cannot bring it back, you just go ahead and look for the first pose. In this sense, I don't have to do that. I just go for this. For that, I'm gonna go ahead and gonna change the way this is gonna go, because first of all, this is not the right side that I'm gonna be working on, but this is the perfect thing. This is the good thing about having a light pad, because what it does is that even though I draw this face of the paper, I can actually just turn it and voila. I don't lose none of the things that I had before, and I can still use it. Now we have where the character is gonna be, where those areas are gonna end, for his hand if it moves, how much you're gonna see of it. So basically I already set up what is gonna be the skeleton for this pose. Now I'm just gonna do the gesture. But as you can see with the reference that I had where I put my character, you see that it's centered into one area and the perspective is already being developed as I'm doing so. So it gives me a really fast paced understanding of what I'm doing without needing to go back and forward through frames or whatever your project is. You just need to know where your box is and what is going to become of it.
Stop. You're telling me that the show is not gonna be uploaded?
James, what are you doing here? Weren't you supposed to be in the green room?
Well, yeah. I've been waiting in the green room for quite a while. And then I hear this about you canceling my show. What gives, man? I've been working on the sketches for weeks. I mean, even a month at this point. And you're gonna tell me now that we're gonna cancel all this stuff because you don't have the materials? Come on, man, you're better than this.
Look, I haven't finished you. You're still a sketch.
Well, that's the point to a sketch. Wait, did you put yourself as a artist?
No, that's just
And may I add that your handwriting is awful.
Look, I don't want you to think this is a bad thing. I'm just trying to get my resources.
See, this is the problem with some people. They think because of one misstep, there is no redeeming quality, even though you might misstep once or twice. It's not like anybody in this miserable planet haven't misstep in their entire life. I mean, by that logic, you will never walk again, just to keep yourself from one dumb mistake. So stop living in your Instagram filter little lives and accept that everything starts sketchy.
Could you stop? That is a dirty move, man. You don't do that. Anyway, back to the drawing. We got stuck here, but what you want to do is the same thing that you did in the storyboard. You translate whatever the body gesture or whatever you want to call it is gonna be like, and know whatever you put in the storyboard is gonna be your guidelines to what you're gonna do. Here you want to get it as close as the material that you want it to be, so here you take a little bit more respect to the paper, and what you want to do is practice a lot. And when it comes to this part, mostly what you want to do is practice. It takes just a little bit of practice, but it is practice that you want to do. In this kind of environment, it usually is gonna be all about the gestures. If you're doing not realistic cartoons, you're gonna be okay with just basic practice of gestures. But if you're gonna go for something more realistic or something that takes more time, in that sense, yeah, you might want to take your time and effort on understanding what your translations are going through. So where those lines specifically go every time. So for example, I have a book that I made when I was starting to do all this stuff and making the designs for an amount of things that I'm still working on, and I use it as a reference of where those areas are gonna be. This was from a video here on YouTube, and how bodies are determined, the measurements to them, and those things you want to know. Once you do that, you can actually do gestures a little bit easier. You get where those body parts are gonna go, how the muscles are gonna react, and you might even apply that to certain things that are not specifically body, but it still has some attributes that you gotta follow to actually make it into something. Like for example, if it's a sword, it needs certain elements to look like a sword. And you might want to take some of James' points of view with a little bit of grain of salt, but still, in some of your practices and stuff like that, it actually makes sense that you cannot just take some criticisms. It's better to enjoy what you're doing. Even though he's annoying, he means well.
Hey, I'm not annoying. I'm just determined to tell you the truth. That's why I stopped you with your BS.
Well, now, because of that, you ruined the only opportunity for us to raise the support. All of those ideas are gone now because you didn't want to take me seriously.
Damn, didn't know how much this meant for you. Sorry, man. But you think if I talk to Yasser and give him some good ideas, he will help us? Hey, Yasser, what do you think about Tumblr, you know? You already did DeviantArt's weird side. You gotta continue the saga with Tumblr.
No. Okay, it's time to call it for the day. There is no way this is going to make it. Well, I hope you enjoy. If for some reason you liked it, just leave a like down there and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Have a nice day.
Hey, Yasser, think about it.